Greetings from California.
And greetings from New York.
So let's just get to it. How was BravoCon?
BravoCon was a chaotic mess. It was actually worse than last time we went. Believe it or not, you would have not liked it. You would have been probably escorted off the premises. You probably would have bopped a white woman. I was in that stampede, by the way, that went viral.
I didn't see the stampede. I heard about it, but I never saw the footage. Let me look this up. Somebody mentioned stampede, and I was just like, oh, they're probably over dramatizing.
No, people were rushing the curtain where the panel was happening. So, the Javits Center, I thought, okay, everything's going to be in one space, perfect. But the problem was they oversell the tickets, but the panels aren't big enough to house everyone. And then Beverly Hills is like the hottest franchise out right now. And everybody wanted to see that panel because all of them were going to be there. So I'm in line, I'm waiting. That's another thing. General admission meant fecal matter. It meant nothing. Like you needed a VIP or super VIP to have a good time. Now, I was aggressive. I was very aggressive because I'm going to get this content. I'm going to meet these people. I'm going to have myself a good time because I shelled out almost $400 for this event. So I got in where I fit in. Like I was moving up. I sat right next to the mic for the Married to Medicine panel to make sure I got to ask a question. I ran to the stage so I could get my pictures. They had the photo op line, but the photo op line meant nothing. Like it was a waste of time. You had to either choose between panels and it was lines for everything. Like the logistics was just so off. So the stampede, at one point, you just saw on one side a lot of people just rushing in. So then on the side where there's like the little stanchions or whatever, people just started rushing in. So there was so many people inside. There was a fire hazard. The director of guest services had to go on stage and said, this is a fire hazard. We're going to open this panel to everybody, but if you're not in a seat, you have to get out. I couldn't get a seat, so I had to stand the entire time watching that panel. It was ridiculous. It was crazy. I just think you would have definitely, day one, you would have been like, I'm out. The first day I wasn't prepared. I had to go from panel to panel because after one panel ended, I had to go run to the other one or I would miss it. So it's 4:00. I still haven't eaten. So it was a lot. Then Saturday, I bought snacks. One thing, security was a joke. I could have brought anything and I could have brought a bottle of vodka in there with me if I wanted to. No one searched my bag. It was just a metal detector I walked through and that was it. Other than that, I made my own moments. I met people, a lot of people loved the show. They said, where's Alex? I was like, he's in San Francisco. He probably would have hated this. I know, right? But I had a really good time outside of the logistics. I'm not sure if I would do it next year, but next year I would definitely have to crowdsource y'all. I would need some help. I would put my own money down and I would need some help because it makes no sense me as a content creator go there with a general admission.
I would have gone, but it was so hard for us to get tickets that first year. And we said if we go back, we would need super VIP to make it worth it. And plus my plane ticket, I was like, and this confirms my greatest fear that it would have been bull.
You would have definitely fought somebody. There was just a lot of blonde hair just rushing into a panel. That's all you saw was a sea of blonde hair. Now I will say, how we were only the only black gays there? It definitely quadrupled. So there was definitely some of us. There was sprinkles of black gays.
The first year was such a gamble. And people were asking me, why didn't you go to BravoCon? And I was like, the first year, it was hodgepodge in 3 different venues. I can always say I went to the first one, but I was like, I don't know if it's worth all that money. And the tickets were so impossible to get. If I could guarantee super VIP, I'd save all year. But I'm not gonna waste money on it buying an airline ticket first before I get the ticket to the event.
Yeah, but they opened up more tickets after the hype died down. Like they had more 3-day tickets, they had VIP single day tickets and stuff like that. The panels, I mean, I'm sure you saw some of them.
They've put the panels on Peacock, so I'll be reviewing them there.
Let me know when you see the Married to Medicine one because I'm on that one.
Oh, yes. As
yeah,
you
I asked the
should be.
question.
Also,
Yeah.
I feel like Bravo, we promote your channel so much, all of us YouTubers. There should be a special ticket for us, a special moment for us, those who keep your lights on, because we give you full free press and promo. Baby, if we walk, so do the fans. Because your shows is getting tired and dry anyway. Now, Potomac, we might have to stay with you, but a lot of us could drop Atlanta.
I would say the best panel there was Married to Medicine. Then after that, surprisingly, was Salt Lake City, then Potomac, then Atlanta. The Atlanta panel was better than the reunion. Even the seating was better. Like it was on one side, like how it was supposed to be. It was Candy, Kenya, Drew. And on the other side, I believe it was Sheree, Marlo, and Sonya. It was good. And the fans were asking better questions than Andy. Shout out to this gay who went up there and said, oh, so you know the game Fuck, Marry, Kill? My question for the panel is fire, demote, bring back. Oh. Everybody answer it. The whole audience was just cheering for that. You know, nobody wanted to answer the fire question, but all of them answered the who would they bring back?
Nobody would say who they'd fire?
No. They
really?
Didn't want to be messy. The Atlanta one wasn't messy, but Potomac, everybody went against Mia on the panel. Salt Lake City, that was like a reunion. Married to Medicine, I thought they were going to have a fight on stage.
With who?
Contessa got up to stand in front of Heavenly. Quad got up. The moderator lost complete control. Also, the moderator for Atlanta, it was a little like uncomfortable because she was nervous as hell. Like you can see her like sweating all right here, like sweating off her makeup. She was so nervous.
It's just the Atlanta girls.
I'm guessing because you're in front of 1,000 people. I don't know.
I perform for crowds those size with no preparation.
Oh, guess who moderated the Salt Lake City panel?
If it was Twink Marks, I'm getting up.
Karamo.
We have to get an agent. It's official. We have to get an agent because that should have been one of us. We really could have done a great job on any of those panels. Tag team.
Especially the Married to Medicine one, because they were all going after Anila, even the audience. I felt kind of bad for her. Like Quad threw her under the bus, and you saw the season, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel that like Quad invited the girl to the party. Quad, I really want to know, how are you affording that house? How did you furnish it? That's the real question, because you got that done faster than Chateau Sheree. So how did you do it? Or who did you do it to get it done? Because I'm telling you, now, where did you find that kind of client? Because that's Marlo money right there. Marlo ain't even living that good. So who is breaking you off? Whose lap are you sitting on? That looks like scammer money. Now, Marlo, that's good pussy money, but that looks like a scammer tea. That gives me Phaedra is somehow involved. That's why she already scoping out Dubai. Mm-hmm.
We know they're friends, though.
They're parking that money in that home.
I also met Phaedra. I'm not sure if you saw the picture.
What?
So you
why
guys...
would you? Why? Why?
Guess who else was in the picture?
Oh, God. Yeah, you just went to hang out with people I hate.
Shout out to Brooks, because she was like, I know you.
Oh, God. Ooh, I don't like her. I don't like her. I really don't like her.
This is me.
Oh, my God. Why have I not seen this? I follow you.
Y'all, if y'all want to see my photos, it is on cdiggy1 on Instagram. I have videos up, everything. And I'm going to have my BravoCon video up later this weekend if you want to see it on my channel. I also met the Grand Dame too.
Now that's cool. Oh my God. So Brooks recognized you.
Yes.
Good.
And I met all the Dubai girls except for Chanel Ayan. Nina, she was just like, oh my God, hey, how are you? Like, Nina watches my reviews, legit. Like, but yeah, those are the moments I was talking about that just kind of made it all worth it. But it really was a scam that the panels, like, why you have 5,000 people at an event, but you have the panel rooms that have maximum capacity of 1,000. But yeah, that's my BravoCon experience, you know, so I'll have that video up later this week. Also, what happened at BravoCon, the Real Housewives of New York season 14 cast was announced, and you brought them out on Watch What Happens Live this week. They look very youthful. They're from all over New York. One lives in Brooklyn, Tribeca, West Village, Upper East Side. So I think it's going to be representative of New York. You know, the whites are mad. But I'm like, y'all got legacy.
Exactly. And, well, you know what? They're going to be mad that they're going to be asked, well, which Housewives of New York do you watch? Do you watch both or just Legacy? They're upset that they've got another tell.
Well, speaking of legacy, you heard Ramona Singer on Carlos King, right?
Oh, yeah.
Give us some cliff notes on what she said.
She was saying Ebony was a liar, basically, and that she's not racist, and that she lied to Dave Quinn, or she lied on Dave Quinn, that Ramona said some things, and Dave Quinn said Ramona didn't say them. So the investigation ended clearing Ramona, and she's mad, and the entire cast is mad at Ebony because they lost out on a 7-figure season and a 6-figure reunion. She also felt like they shouldn't have had Ebony on just to, you know, she said it in a roundabout way, but she said they shouldn't have had a Black girl on just because it was politically correct.
I mean, here's the thing. They just dropped a Black woman on the show that had no ties to nobody. And then Leah, she was so busy trying to be the woke white girl that fans started to hate her. And then she backstabbed Ebony at the end of the season and like threw her under the bus for ruining the season. And it's not Ebony's fault at the end of the day. It's Bravo's fault for casting.
I will say Bravo is the producers. They could have turned the topic, turned the tide. Also, Ebony was supposed to be getting married when she got cast. Her plot line would have been planning a wedding, the engagement, converting to Judaism, rather than being, a single Black woman talking about politics and issues. She would have had a much softer plot line. You know, they love a marriage, they love a wedding. So I think if she had had that, it wouldn't have been as much of what she brought, which is kind of all she had since she had just, left her man.
It sucks, but we get 2 New Yorks now. And look, Beverly Hills is killing it. Like their ratings came out today. It was 1.4 million. And then when Kathy wasn't even on. So next week is when Kathy drags Renna. The ratings are going to go through the roof. So they're the top tier franchise anyway. And Beverly Hills has always been my favorite franchise ever since season 3.
I may have to go live for that review.
That's going to be something. Ooh,
I'm planning my week around that. I'm like, what am I going to have for dinner?
Also, what happened during BravoCon, Monique Samuels allegedly was separated from her husband, Chris. And this just so happened to be on the day of the Potomac panel, like on Sunday. And I was gagged. Like Oprah, what? So then, this is reported by People magazine. And normally, this isn't media takeout. This isn't the Jasmine brand, no shade. I'm just saying that, usually people got their facts together. But Monique goes to her Instagram, I got the ring.
Girl, you may not want to do that.
Life of a wife.
Oh.
Remember?
And Yandy will never live it.
But yeah, I was kind of happy about that because there was a lot of Monique haters that was like, see what happened, or her true colors showed on Love and Marriage DC. I'm just glad that they're together. I think they're still having kind of like problems in their marriage, but they're not separated. Can you share your thoughts, because you're giving screw face after screw face? I do think something in the buttermilk wasn't clean.
You know what I think isn't clean in the buttermilk? There's a common denominator here that we're all overlooking. Monique Samuels, People Magazine, Bravo, what is the one thing they all have in common? Carlos King. This is a plot by that sorry sissy to get full free press and promo. If he's willing to steal Candy's life story, then he would happily spread a rumor about Monique and Chris, the two stars of Love and Marriage DC, by the way, his fledgling new show on his franchise. If he can steal focus from Bravo and, try to get some shit going between Monique and the other Potomac girls, which gives what more foofy press and promotion, because his show is on OWN. So he needs to hitch his show to Bravo's star to get a viewer. It seems like a savvy business deal to me, and I think Monique would go along with it because she's been whining, something's wrong in my marriage, something's wrong in my marriage. Girl, your husband is faithful, fat, and financed. You ain't got shit to complain about.
Did you say faithful, fat, and finance?
Yes, that's how you want him, because they asses stay home. And he don't work, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't bothering you to do nothing. He said you need a nanny. You're complaining because you need something to talk about on the show. And also, your life is pretty perfect. It's not that relatable. We're happy for you, but stop pretending to be one of us. You're getting to look like Beyonce talking about 9 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the Monique story was a little calculated, and then
a little calculated on the day of the Potomac panel. I didn't know it was that precise. Was it while the panel was going on? Is that when people put it out?
No, it was. It came out around the end of the day. This was around when the Ultimate Girls Trip panel was going on. So this was like around like 4 o'clock.
So the panel had already happened?
The Potomac panel already happened. This was going on during the Ultimate Girls Trip panel.
Okay. All right. But
I was just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. That's all.
I think she'll play with her marriage for a plot line, and she's in the school of Carlos King, and they need viewers. OWN isn't even in that many homes.
I don't think I'm going to be watching Love and Married DC. It's just, I like Monique. She needs she's a big star, but I just don't think she can carry a show by herself. She needs a dynamic ensemble cast along with her.
And that was not her co-stars.
And it looks like, Candace and Giselle are both glad that she's not on there.
They just didn't like being outshined or outspent.
So speaking of Potomac, I think they're 2 for 2 now on good episodes. And I want to know, what did you think of the final 2 minutes between Candace and messy ass Giselle? Like throwing that in her face, because you can see you can pinpoint the moment where there was like the sting of betrayal on Candace's face. Because Giselle knew what she was doing. I'm actually on Candace's side.
I think that Giselle is sour, bitter, and I'm uncomfortable around her spirit. I think this is a threadbare plot line. I think this could negatively affect the show because we could genuinely start to dislike Giselle. And I think Ashley saying, oh, your man messaged me at 2 a.m. when it wasn't a message, it was a response to an Instagram story. Whenever you respond to a story, it goes to a DM. Like, that's just how responding to a story works. It doesn't mean, ooh, I clicked your picture and said, let me DM. That's just how stories work. There's no way to comment on a story. So if that's how you interact and you're like, oh, y'all should have come through here, which meant you would have had free drinks. We would have had a good time. I'm just trying to promote my bar. I just don't see Chris really trying to get up in any of their crevices.
I agree.
I will also say I feel Candace is tired because she's like, look, I done put my marriage on the line several times with my damn mama for this show. And now y'all gonna try to attack his character. Y'all already said he was broke. Now he a hoe.
But yeah, I just hope the show doesn't go to like a dark turn because it's like, can we just keep it fun and light, you know? But you know, Candace couldn't help herself. So she went to Twitter and she had some harsh words for Giselle. When I read this, I was like, girl, you already got the audience on your side. Why are you taking it to like another place, you know? She called her a feral gutter snipe. It was a feral gutter snipe attempt to upend and dismantle these pillars that women have worked so hard to establish. She's saying that Giselle's making a mockery of Me Too. She was like, all in the name of what? Entertainment? Where have we landed? How exactly are we here? You are not a victim. What you are is a calculated slab of misery, creating the next generation of snipes through the fine example your children have to mirror. We are all in danger. When you have to explain to your children why a woman would use a network and a television show to falsely accuse a man of inappropriate behavior, call us. Until then, sit it out. Bets are off. Even like I know she didn't say her kids, but even the implication, you know, like why? So now you give Giselle the right to go lower, or Giselle can take the victim route. Oh, she's talking about my kids, you know, like because that's what Giselle will do.
Candace needs to learn how to play it likable. Candace should have shut up and been the victim. She should have shut off all social media, let the season play out. Focus on the fact that you're on Netflix shows. You're on a tour right now. You have a good relation with City Winery. Every time we see your little album, you at City Winery busting it down. You at City Winery making a coin. Good for you. This is not the way to win friends and influence people talking about them little girls. Now, you could mention how much they seem to despise you because they do, Giselle. Them girls seem to can't stand you. You could say that, but don't say that they're future harlots and hussies. They've learned from Giselle. They ain't. That's what she implied in the text, is it not?
I feel like those girls learn from their mom what not to be.
Mm-hmm. And from their dad what not to be with.
Right, exactly.
They done seen every kind of perspective of ain't shit.
Yeah, it's just, I just really hope it's not going down just like this dark path. And it's like,
Yes,
okay,
it
if you
is.
just like,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
because if you dislike Giselle so much, you didn't have to sign on for Girls Trip season 3 because she definitely went with her after the season wrap.
I think Candace, like Giselle, didn't have much of a financial choice. I think they took the check where they could get it. I think it's going to go to a dark place because that's where Giselle lives. I mean, she was saying that Monique, the child that she ended up miscarrying, wasn't even Chris's. I mean, how much lower can you get than that?
She implied that?
Yes, that was the rumor that was behind the scenes. Monique was on live all that season before she quit. That's why she quit. So yeah, Giselle will go that low. Anything to not mention her empty life.
Not you saying Giselle lives in the dark. She's basically Bane.
She doesn't live in the dark. She is the dark.
I'm just hoping for a good season. We shall see how this story unfurls.
My goodness, it is already October 20th. The holiday season is almost here, and I wish I had more time already. I should have gotten my gift list together and sent my stuff out. And if you're a small business owner, you know you're about to make your money, but you're about to get real busy, which means you don't have time to stand in the post office and wait. So fortunately, stamps.com has all that you need to ease your life and stop your strife. It's a 24/7 post office that's right in your home. All you need is your printer. No lines, no traffic, no hassle. Stamps.com is your one-stop shop for all your shipping needs. You have access to USPS and UPS services. Everything you need right from your computer, with UPS rates up to 86% off and discounts on USPS. Use Stamps.com to print postage whenever you do business. All you need is your computer right in your home. And if you need package pickup, you can schedule that too. Rates may change, but with Stamps.com switch and save feature, you can compare and contrast to know you're getting the best rate for each shipping. If you're running an online store or just need to send to friends and family, Stamps.com works seamlessly with your computer, your marketplace, and your time.
So get ahead of the holiday chaos this year. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with our promo code ROSE for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code ROSE. Child, so we missed this big story. It happened like a week ago, but we can still talk about it. Nicki Minaj is still pressed about the Grammys. Still, she's worried about the 2023 Grammys because they're now in the submission process. So she submitted Super Freaky Girl to be in the rap category. And the issue was they want to put it in a pop category. And that pissed her off. So then, being the messy person that she is, she put another female rapper into it, Lotto. She was like, oh, well, if Big Energy is in the rap category, how come my song is in the pop category? And Lotto's like, now why am I in it? Now, see, I ain't do nothing.
Lotto just submitted her work. Your beef is with the Grammys, not with Lotto.
To her point, Anaconda is the exact same song as Super Freaky Girl. That just shows how much growth this woman has had. But it was in the rap category. So she has a point, but it's like, sis, it might not even be nominated. We are talking about submissions. It's just a suggestion. They still have to vote for you to even be in the rap category. She might have done all this and it's still not nominated. So then her and Lotto get into a beef because she was shading Lotto, and then Lotto's been keeping track. So they were going at it back and forth, and Lotto didn't give a fuck. She brought up her brother and her husband. She went there.
She talked about the husband. That's got to be exhausting to be that stupid to know. That's just when you shut all of the fucks up. You just shut up because you can't win. Your brother and your husband. No, I ain't got no business arguing with nobody. I need to sit here and eat this food.
So Nicki's clap back to that was, oh, well, you worried about that, but you still work with Kodak Black. You still work with, I think it's Dr. Luke for what he did to Kesha and all that. You still work with him. You didn't care about women or something like that. Nicki thought that was quite the clap back. And I'm like, that still doesn't absolve you.
And those are working, not personal relationships. You got to work with a lot of people you don't like. We got to work with a lot of companies we don't like. We got to work with a government we don't like.
Look, we got to eat from people we don't like. Chick-fil-A.
Sure do. Because I ain't missing my nuggets. Always in hand's reach. Like Mariah Carey. You're never too far.
Let's stay in music. So Kanye West is being sued by the family of George Floyd for over $250 million for defamation. And I hope they run his pockets.
Get him, and get him good. Like they got Alex Jones.
I'm like Mimi, get him. Get him for me. I've been trying to just ignore anything that has to do with him. He's just saying stupid shit at this point. I really hope he loses everything.
I think he already has. I think it's just a matter of time.
I think the only thing he's lost so far is his mind. He hasn't lost his money
yet. But if you lose your mind, your money will soon follow. I mean, buying Parler, the only people making money off that are the people that are selling it to you. And then you getting in bed with Candace Owens and you don't think you're going to get up with fleas? That's a mangy beast.
Yeah, she's definitely a female dog. Speaking of money, Young Jock, he wants his money back after accidentally sending $1,800 to the wrong number on Zelle.
How do you not have that person saved if you sending them $1,800?
That's the thing. Like with Zelle, you have to do all this shit to send it to one person that's not on your list. So how does that happen? Like at that point, you have to charge it to the game. It's above you now.
Oh, damn.
So first he messaged them. It's hi, can you please return the $1,800 that I mistakenly sent to your account via Zelle? I don't know you, nor do you know me. Please do the right thing. God has a bigger blessing for you. That's what he sent to the person. This person had a 678 number. I think that's Atlanta.
I was gonna say, I already can tell you ain't getting the money back by that area code.
Look, would you have sent the money back?
It depends on how I was doing. It might have been that might have been the blessing I needed.
Yes, right? Exactly.
It depends on where I was. It might have been like, you know what? No, I maybe when that a second blessing comes, I'm gonna hit you back, boo.
After that, the person blocked him. And then he put that person's number out. He sent his fans this message. So I sent them a Zelle by mistake and they won't return my money. Can y'all please call/text them and ask them to return my little change? $1,800. He must have needed that.
Well, he working for Heifer Scott Young. I just want to know again, like you said, you just can't accidentally send somebody Zelle. Cash App, I might believe. But Zelle,
That actually happened to me last month. Someone sent me $50 by accident. I was like, oh, well, I don't know this person, but all right. An hour later, this person contacted me and was like, oh my God, I accidentally sent you $50. Like, can you please send it back? I was like, I believe in karma. And I was just like, it's whatever. And then I found out that this girl, I used to work with her at my old job before I quit, during the pandemic. So, I didn't want that type of karma. I didn't want her talking shit about me. So I just sent it back. If it was Young Jock, $1,800, he can get that elsewhere. You'll be fine.
Elsewhere.
I was just looking at this headline as we're sticking to music. The headline says John Legend admits he wasn't a great partner to Chrissy Teigen in the early days of their romance. I'm like, because he's gay.
He had to get himself into vagina. So yeah, Chrissy, he was struggling mentally and physically.
Moving on, Wendy Williams says she is back and better than ever. Do you believe it?
No.
Well,
she looks a little better, but she said she wanted to open a restaurant. So after all the stress you've been through, after knowing your body can't do physically as much as it used to, you want to do something as strenuous as open a restaurant? That's not a fully thinking mind to me. That's not a mind on the men to me.
The former daytime talk show host entered a wellness facility over the summer, and now her representative says she is home and healing. Wendy is excited about the road ahead and looking forward to releasing her many projects.
Good luck, stay healthy, maybe do a little podcast from your house, but you don't need to be trying to run around no restaurant. And nobody looks at you and thinks of food, pharmaceuticals, but not food. She could do a Wellbutrin commercial, Lexapro. She should talk about what she knows.
Cocaine.
And now we've seen it'll mess up your brain, cocaine.
Well, all right. So in TV news, the new season of American Horror Story New York debut. I think they showed 2 episodes. Did you watch?
Oh yeah.
Did you? See, it was on my queue to watch. What did you think?
It's more what the writers didn't think. It's like we're in this Dahmer universe, basically. If you didn't watch Dahmer, you're gonna watch it with American Horror Story. I'm already checked out. I'm gonna watch it because, I'm a glutton for punishment, but I don't think it's going to be one of their stellar seasons. We do have Sandra Bernhard. It's New York in the 80s. It's scary, it's sad, but it's also dim. It's just, it's unimaginative. I would rather see Roanoke. I would rather see Coven. I feel like this is a white pose, a white pose mixed with horror. Yep, it's a white pose mixed with horror. We had the uptown black gays and their issues. Now we got the downtown white gays and their issues.
So who is the antagonist? Is like a slasher?
There's a few. There's a few things, you know, it's Sissy Murphy. So like in Murder House, there's a few things going on that could kill you. In New York, there's a few things going on that could kill you.
I mean, does it have anything to do with like the supernatural? You gotta think about it.
No, it's more like humans being cruel to humans, and then there's a disease coming about. There's an amoeba. So no, nothing supernatural. But I've only seen 2 episodes, so they could easily slip a ghost in on you.
Right? They will add in a ghost just in anything.
Or an alien.
I guess I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't. I'm not telling you like, ooh, you gotta watch that. Ooh, you gonna enjoy it. What was that show, like American Horror Stories? I actually enjoyed some of those episodes. Like that was a good recommendation. This, you're gonna be like, oh, it's like a New York traffic jam. There are a lot of horns that go honk.
I got you. I see what you mean. So Amanda Seales is actually in the news. So if you remember, Haley from Chloe and Haley, she's playing a Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. She is dating this guy, this rapper, DDG. He said something stupid, and Amanda Seales had a comment on it. Like, it was like, oh, he thought racism was over with or some shit like that. So Amanda had something to say. And, you know, it got like 10,000 views and shit like that. So the rapper, Haley's boyfriend, clapped back. So it says, rapper and YouTuber DDG has broken his silence and clapped back at comedian and actress Amanda Seales following her previous comments about his relationship with Halle Bailey. The rapper has called the comedian actress lame for urging his girlfriend to break up with him. When he sat down for an interview and was asked about Amanda's comments, he said, I thought that was lame. I don't even know who that is. And that's not even no disrespect. Furthermore, he said, how old is she? Why would you even be speaking on a young relationship like that? When the interviewer informed the rapper that Amanda Seales is 41 years old, he said, at your big age, that's how you're talking about a 24-year-old and 22-year-old dating? I'm not sure if she responded to this yet, but I'm sure she did. She loves herself a clapback.
I have to agree with him. There comes a certain point when we have to let the youth live their lives. Now, it's one thing if you comment on something on stage as a comedian, you're just commenting about life around you. And then you could talk about, I used to do the same thing when I was 24 and now I'm 41. And this is our version of doing that. Like, this is our Billy Badass, you know, a guy who only has collision. That's when you feel, you know, like, ooh, I'm really on the wild side. That is fine. But when you seem like somebody's nosy auntie who is unrelated, sticking your nose in their youthful business, you need to be worried. You got a whole man and we happy for you. Worry about your husband. Clock offline. Unless you're doing your show, clock offline. You do not need to be on here like the kid. Do you know how often I comment on stuff on social media?
Very rarely.
Next to unless I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. Unless I have something nice to say. If I got something negative to say, I say it on camera, make it funny and move on. We are at that age now where that's the only way people will respect us, because otherwise it's looking like you ain't got no life. And you have a tour. You were booked and busy. Good for you. Go enjoy that. Worrying about these chitlins that ain't none of yours. I'm grateful they ain't. Halle Berry, girl, go on, have your own headache. Now, I don't want the sister with Gunna, but that's just because he's, you know, in federal prison. Federal. That shit's just dangerous. But that's the talk her parents need to have with her.
They sure know how to pick them.
As the holiday season approaches and you think about your loved ones, then you realize, what am I gonna get these people? I love you, but your beautiful mystery may be too much for me. When that question gets to me, I head to Uncommon Goods because they know exactly what my people want and yours too. Whether it's parental units, friends, family, significant or insignificant others, Uncommon Goods helps you find remarkable, memorable gifts that matter. I love their weighted robe. It looks beautiful and soft as can be. I've got one on the way to me. Uncommon Goods looks for products that you don't see every day, but are of the highest quality. Made in the US, they're those gifts you don't always receive, but wish you did. They also have uncommon experiences, more than just a virtual class. They're opportunities to connect, have fun, from tarot readings to romantic map making, mixology, cooking classes, and even more. So when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists, small independent businesses, and things made right here in the US.
So to get 15% off on your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/roast. That's uncommongoods.com/roast for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary.
I think it's time for us to talk about something that we haven't talked about in a while.
Sissy Small Yankee who?
So we gotta talk about the you. We gotta talk about the unit, about the unit. We gotta address what the hell is on his head. It's a lace front. Why is Drake out here in it's a masculine, feminine queen's lace front with the headband? You know, they would love to think of themselves as butch queens, but it's like, girl, we know your heels are to the sky. I want to know why. Why are you playing in our face? We know you playing anus, so why are you playing in our face with this lace front? It's giving femininity. I mean, it's very, by gender. It's very Rob Dixon. That's the male equivalent of Rob Dixon. I just want to know why.
I just can't take him seriously.
When he's doing his wet and wavy?
I guess, like, the headband thing is just so, like, played out. Like, I want to say 10 years ago.
It is. It's what bottoms did 10 to 15 years ago when they wanted to pretend to be tops. Like, I don't know what made them think that was masculine when you were trying to give wig.
Drake gives me fully verse. He doesn't give me, like, strict bottom.
No, he wants to give you fully verse. You gotta force him to top. I'm telling you, you get him in that boot while them legs go up.
Drake is masculine. Like, look, he can get it. Drake can get it.
If Drake is masculine, then so am I. I'm sorry, but I stopped buying his acting on Degrassi, okay? Maybe you can fall for that performance. I can't. That's masculine? That's masculine? Drake?
I just can't take this stereotypical light skin pose. You do this with the phone, like pluck of the lip. Like, it's just such a dated photo. He's too cool for this.
Well, he wants to be dated. Remember, he wants to go back and put Aaliyah's makeup on. So he can't let go of 2006.
You're too much.
No, that hair is too much. That look is too much when you got a whole child. Maybe he's practicing for Halloween and he's going to go as a throwback.
What are you doing for Halloween? Like, did you decide yet?
I don't even want to think about it.
Well, I'll be in California for Halloween. I'll be in LA.
Oh, why?
Because LA, I think, is fun, and I need to re-up on my and yeah, I love LA.
San Francisco is fun.
Not as fun as LA.
I guess not. I don't know.
And not as diverse as LA. Like, there's 3 cities in the country that's fun for Halloween: New York, New Orleans, LA.
San Francisco is fun for Halloween.
I would say top 5.
We definitely go all out here. You know what I like about San Francisco? I don't have to drive.
You didn't drive in New York.
Yeah, but New York got cold, and we were talking about LA. LA, you have to drive.
Oh, that's a good point. It's brick over here, by the way.
Are you serious? I am sweating. It is like, well, it's chilly here. It's 59.
So there was an announcement for a new season of College Hill Celebrity Edition. And y'all, it looks like I'm going to be reviewing it. This will be a Patreon exclusive because this cast is I'm interested.
I missed the first season, but wasn't Ray J on the first season?
He was, but he flunked out. So the cast is Ray J, Jocelyn Hernandez, Amber Rose, New York Tiffany Pollard, Omarion's brother, Orion, Tiana Taylor's husband, Iman Shumpert, some person named Parker McKenna, and Quay. I don't know who those two people are. So I think I'm here for this. I mean, New York, on the first season, you have Nene, and in the second season, you have New York. That was the point where we could have had both of them on the same show. Because remember, they teased that on Big Brother Celebrity Edition?
Oh, they did.
Wasted opportunity by BET.
I could see Nene saying she wouldn't want to share top billing with someone else because Tiffany's tough. I mean, Tiffany could outshine Nene. She's been in the game longer. She's a little more likable. Nene is used to having the star all around her. She's not used to having an equal on set.
Isn't New York younger than Nene as well?
No, they're probably the same age.
I need to see. Wait.
Yeah, New York might. I don't know. Because New York, like.
Guess how old she is. Oh my God.
How old is she? 53?
40.
She's my age?
Now here you go shading yourself. Now I'm not about to do it.
No, because New York, I'm sorry, but I look like this in New York, like, ooh, that's a hard 40.
So that means that when she was on Flavor of Love, she was in her 20s. Wow.
I'm not shading myself. That's a hard 40.
I need to see when Flavor of Love was. Okay, Flavor of Love was 2006.
So.
Oh my God. She's your age. You were born in 1982, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's January 6, 1982, and she's a Capricorn, right?
And from upstate New York.
It all makes sense. Wow. Y'all both Capricorns and the same age? Well, okay. Fun fact. That is very interesting. So she was 24 when she was on Flavor of Love. So she's 40 now. She still has like shows and shows ahead of her. Like Nene's like what? Pushing 60.
Yep.
Let me see officially how old Nene Leakes is though. Nene Leakes is 15 years older than New York.
Wow. So she's 55. She's on her AARP. Oh, I feel young again.
Well, I'm glad. Well, before we end the show, I just want to let everyone know that I am 18 followers away from 13,000. If anybody wants to follow me, it's cdiggy1 on YouTube. Please help me to get over 13K. I would appreciate it. You know, I'm trying to get up to Alex, but I would love to at least be at 20K. That is my goal since I started YouTube.
You're going to get there.
Thank you.
Well, we'll see you sooner than Monique sees Bravo.
And I'll see you sooner than Nicki Minaj sees a Grammy.